The planet was alive, not just with the life that swarmed in the teeming jungles. There was another kind of life, something ancient, alien, hostile to man. It was as if the entire planet was one colossal living being that watched, waited, chose its moment, and struck. 8 men had come to explore this remote planet on the fringes of the known universe. A survey team from the mighty Mercilessly Empire, equipped with all the technology of a super civilization. 8 men had landed. Now there were 3. The planet was alive, and it was a killer. The prefabricated plastic survival dome nestled incongruously in the jungle clearing. The instant house of the space age, the dome provided both laboratory and shelter for the survey team. 5 of the team now had no further need of the dome. Their graves were in a row just in front of it. The 5th grave was freshly dug. Brown, one of the 3 survivors, was at work on this latest grave. He patted the earth into a smooth mound with a trowel and thrust the metal identity plaque into the soil. The plaque read, Edgar Lum, Mercilessly pioneer, died here 7Y2 in the year 37166. Brown thought about gathering some jungle flowers for the grave, then shook his head wearily. The flowers were part of the planet, and the planet had killed Lum and all the others. He looked up at the sky. Daylight on this planet was little more than a blue haze at best, and the haze was darkening now. Brown took out his sextant and took a reading on the distant sun that glowed feebly, 1,000 light years away. The reading confirmed his fears. It would be night soon, and night was the dangerous time. He must warn the others. Brown went back inside the dome, moved over to the communication set, and began to call. Not far from the dome, the jungle thinned out into a rocky plain, beyond which lay the lower slopes of some far-distant mountains. At the very edge of the jungle was a place the survey team had christened the Black Pool. The reasons for the name were obvious enough. It was a pool, and it was most certainly black. No ordinary blackness, but a dense, total blackness that seemed to defeat the eye. There was never a ripple on the surface of the pool, and it refused to reflect light or anything else. The explorers didn't even know what the pool was composed of. It could have been water, oil, or some totally alien substance. Since their purposes were mainly geological, they left the pool strictly alone. It was the rocky area around the pool which interested them. Its reddish-coloured rocks had proved amazingly rich in mineral deposits, and the geologists spent a great deal of time there. 2 of them, 2 out of the surviving 3, were at work there now. Baldwin, a thin, nervous man, was using a hand power drill to extract rock samples from varying depths below the surface, methodically transferring the samples to thick-walled protective canisters. He passed each filled canister across to Professor Sorensen, head of the expedition, who examined the contents with a stereometer, set up on a portable workbench. Both men were tired and tense, with red-rimmed eyes and stubbled cheeks. Their space coveralls were grimy and dishevelled, torn by the vicious jungle thorns. Baldwin worked with gloomy determination. Since he was trapped on this hell planet, there was nothing else to do, and the gradual shrinking in their numbers had cast an impossible workload on the survivors. Baldwin was almost grateful for the endless work. It stopped him thinking about the fate of the others, about his own fate if the rescue expedition failed to arrive on time.